friends, Colleen Beamish here with a scrapbook process video. I'm pretty new to scrapbooking, but I thought I might as well give this a try. So today I am documenting Christmas Eve with my family, and to do that I will be using the Coco Kit from Felicity Jane. It's such a beautiful kit. I love all the pattern papers, which I have some of here, already cut down to size. And then I also used a journaling card because I love this pattern and they didn't have it in the 12 by 12. I have some of the die cut shapes here that I'll be using. I'll definitely be using this floral because it's so pretty. I also have some die cut shapes from the Gabby and Taylor kit. And then I have the Coco Cardstock Words Mary die cut here that I will probably be using. And I think I'm gonna layer them to be kind of a shadow effect. I also have the Holly word stickers from Felicity Jane and their Essentials label stickers, number 2 in this pretty mustard color. So that's kind of what I'm working with. And yeah, let's get into it. So to start with, I went ahead and added some stitching around those pattern paper rectangles, and now I'll begin to lay them out how I want them on my page. This is an 8.5 by 11 layout, and it's inspired by the January sketch challenge from Felicity Jane. I had printed out all these photos and wasn't really sure how I was going to arrange them, and I went to Instagram for inspiration and stumbled upon the sketch challenge, which I thought would be perfect for this layout. Now that I have them arranged as I want them, I'll go ahead and stick them down using double-sided adhesive. This photo is of my family. I was very fortunate to be with my parents as well as my sister and her boyfriend for Christmas. If you don't know me, I'm the one in the middle of that family photo there. And then at the top left, I have the picture of our Christmas tree right before we went to bed Christmas Eve. And then the one I'm sticking down now is of my parents, this adorable picture of them. And then the other one is of my dog Sasquatch, also known as Sassy. I thought I might add in some patterned paper behind this sheet. I would cut it down if I were going to do this, but as I kind of played with it and looked at it, I wasn't really feeling it at this point, so I thought I'll just put this away for now and come back to it, and I could always add it at the end. So now I'll start adding in some embellishments. Like I mentioned before, this piece is from the Gabby kit, and in the sketch challenge there was a scalloped edge over here, so I figured this would kind of be my version of that. And then I'm also adding a floral. If you haven't seen this sketch, I would definitely recommend checking it out. You can find it over on the Felicity Jane Instagram. And part of the sketch was this tag. Now, I was thinking about putting it up over that floral, but I love that floral so much and I didn't want to cover it up. So I decided to just cut off the top of my tag, which I had just die cut out of some of the pattern paper from this kit. And I'm playing around with where I want it, and I decided to put it up at the top. Now I'm taking one of those labels in the pretty mustard color, and I'm putting it behind the floral, again kind of following the sketch. And now I'm adhering down the Mary die. So I put the black and colored Marys together, and now I'm adhering it to the page. For this label, I thought I was going to write Christmas Eve on it, but I decided to just stamp the date instead using a roller date stamp. I removed it from my page and put it back on the sheet just so I would have a flat surface to stamp on. I got this roller date stamp back when I had a smash book. I don't know if any of you remember what a smash book was, but I think I got it when I was 12 or 13, and it was basically like a scrapbook that you would just kind of put like tickets in, or things you just pick up along the way that you want to document. And since I was so young, I never really used it, but I have all the accessories, and I think I have 2 pretty much unused smash books somewhere. So comment down below if you remember having a smash book. Now I'm just adhering down all of these die cuts, and then I'll start to kind of work on other decor around my page. I know I want to do a few embellishment clusters, one at the top by that tag, I have the floral one, and then I'll do one down at the bottom where I currently have that cozy die cut. I think I tend to work in triangles. If you watch Inky Quill here on YouTube, you'll know she also works in triangles. There's something just very pleasing to the eye about groups of 3s. But before I do that, I'm going to die cut out that little, I don't know what it's called, like the ring around the hole on the tag. That was the die set I used. It's just from scrapbook.com. I will link everything I used down in the description. And then I'm just adhering that to the tag using some liquid glue. Then I'll go ahead and add some twine to this tag. If you watch Cherie Forcier, I hope I'm saying that correctly, she likes to add a lot of twine to her page and kind of have it hang down the side. So that's kind of what I was inspired to do with this layout. I believe this sketch was drawn by Cherie, so she's definitely an inspiration to me in my scrapbooking. She was one of the first scrapbookers I kind of came across on YouTube, and that's also where my love for Felicity Jane came from, because she makes such pretty, like, clean and bright layouts, and that's definitely my style. So you see me kind of playing around with this twine. For some reason, for me, having the twine hang down just does not work. Like, when I see it on my own layouts, I just don't like it as much. So I decided to cut the twine to see if I like that a little bit better. And the answer is I do not. So I change up the plan, remove that twine. My twine is pretty thick, so I decide to kind of take out a couple strands of it, and I decide to tie it into a bow. The bow is much more my style, just adds a cute little textural touch that's not kind of taking over the page in any way. So I think that's really adorable. I'll go ahead and adhere it down to the page. Once I have that in place, I'll just continue to add embellishments. And while I have you here, I'll do a little bit of a crafty background story for me. I started crafting at a very young age. I've always loved to create. But in 2017 or 2018, I became very serious about card making. It's something I really love to do. And I started scrapbooking just this year during quarantine. It was one of those things that I think really makes it an interesting hobby. So I've just become very passionate about it this year, and I'm excited to go forward with my scrapbooking. So that's why you will hopefully see more scrapbooking process videos from me going forward, especially using the Felicity Jane kits, because I absolutely love them. So now I have one of those word stickers. It's one of the Holly word stickers, and I didn't really like how it was looking as I stuck it down over multiple layers of paper on my layout. So I'm sticking it to some heavyweight cardstock and then cutting it out from that. And that just basically makes it like a die cut, so it's a little bit heftier and it won't bend or fold over my layers of paper. I also added a paper clip from Felicity Jane that's a little silver star. I tend to work in golds rather than silvers, but since I didn't have any metallics on this page yet, I figured I might as well add a star up at the top. And now I'll just look for what else I can add to this page. Here I have the Holly epoxy stickers, and I like the idea of this wreath, but it didn't really look right in that spot, and I didn't want to add more circles down at the bottom. I have this one that says family, and I thought that would fit perfectly with the picture of my family, and it wouldn't hurt to add more green to the page. I like that with the Mary die, it kind of lets you add a little bit of every color without it not fitting in. Oh, and that word sticker at the top says all is calm, and I just thought it was perfect because I took this picture of the Christmas tree right before we were going to go to bed. We had just watched it. I'm sticking that down with some double-sided adhesive, and then I will start to work on the other embellishment cluster down at the bottom. So I went ahead and adhered that cozy die cut, and now I'm going through the other cocoa die cuts to see what will work. I like how the stockings look here, but I decide not to use them because I'm hoarding them for a layout that documents me and my two older sisters. I like to use groups of threes when it comes to me and my sisters, since there's three of us. And now I have a word sticker here. And I really liked how this tree looked, but the whole little cluster there wasn't really laid out like I wanted it. So I removed the heart, and then I'll go ahead and stick this tree back down and use some liquid glue to add the heart to the other side of the cozy die. And I just think that looks so cute all together. And now it says Cozy Memories, which is perfectly fitting for that picture of my parents to the left of it. I'm just about done with my layout, but I felt like it was a little off balanced, so I revisited the idea of adding some pattern paper behind it, but I figured I would just add it on the left side since it's off balanced because of that Mary die on the right side. I wasn't digging the gingham though, so I took a different pattern of giving me like composition notebook vibes. So I go ahead and stick this down, which I tend to stick prematurely. I don't know if it's just like, oh yeah, that looks good, stick it down. And then I'm like, wait, I should have added this. Are you someone that does that too? Let me know down in the comments. But I decided that I wanted to add some red to the side as well, just to give it more of a, I don't know, I feel like adding red kind of made it like a traditional Christmas color spread, even though there's those pops of pink and blue and yellow. But I go ahead and tear this. There's definitely an art to tearing. It's like a messy bun. You spend a lot of time just getting it perfectly messy. So I'll go ahead and kind of pull up the edge of the white cardstock and stick this underneath. And I think that's just the perfect final touch. I was thinking about adding some more blue over there as well, but again, I went ahead and stuck this down prematurely, so I didn't have any room to add anything else, and I like how it turned out. I didn't need anything else over on the side. So that's my layout for today, and I hope you liked this process video. I hope you liked the layout and how I used the sketch to kind of do a Christmas layout using the Coco Kit. If you're interested in seeing some more crafty content from me, whether it's scrapbooking or the cards I make, please subscribe, and if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And I hope to see you again real soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!